We are still in Gimana, and I'm sure you all are familiar with this theme, living a meaningful life. Yeah. Can I just understand that any of you have been following this Sunday talk since the first session on Gimana? Over the past few weeks, past few Sunday, we have been all exploring on this theme. Yeah? So anybody have been following through? Because got Q&A later. I question, you answer. Not you question, I answer. No, I question, you answer. Okay, I just saw a few hand here. Okay, yeah. So I think even from Buddha Day, yeah, this year, the observance of Buddha Day, we have been exploring on this theme, living a meaningful life. Yeah. So you can see, as you can see, our human life are limited, right? Just as Sister Joanna said, well, before we knew, we already lost two brothers that, some might know, some might not know, but they are, when we hear news on their disease, it's always, huh? Really? Yeah? What happened? The fact that we never underestimate that life is such short. Yeah. So how do we actually make our day count then? Yeah. So this is just something to reflect for us on this Sunday, that in order for us to have our life meaningfully, we also have the realizations that our life is actually short. Yeah. Not as long as that we wish. Okay. I say since Buddha Day, we have been exploring this theme, living a meaningful life. And Buddha Day, we have these 5 days observant over the long weekends and with many programs. So I'm sure most of you were here as well on Buddha Day, yeah. And you have also participate in many of the meaningful program. And after Buddha Day, we also have this Gimana retreat, yeah, that we start to explore and also expound more on this theme, yeah, from 19 May to 2nd July. How many weeks? How many weeks? 7, no? Have you realized how time flies? We are actually at the 6 weeks already, and next Sunday we are actually concluding this retreat, this Gimana retreat. So how have you fared so far? In the scale of 1 to 10, how would you fare yourself for this retreat so far? Anyone? What we were told, what we keep on reminding, that we try to buckle up our practice over these 7 weeks. What are the 5 things? One thing also cannot mention. These are the 5 things, remember? The 5 daily practices. Of course, as a practitioner, not only the Gimana retreat that we only do these 5, but we try our best during the Gimana retreat that really more diligently, put in more efforts and diligence to strive for the 5. Yeah? So have you all managed to follow these 5 things most of the time during the retreat? During these 7, or coming to the 7 weeks now? Ada? Okay, so just another reminder that, like I said, this is not only during Gimana. We do not need to stop all these practices after 2nd of July. But in fact, as a practitioner, it's always good to maintain and put in our efforts and diligently for these practices. 5 things. Difficult or not? 5 things. You have done how many this morning? 2, yeah, meditation, chanting, yeah. Now you are actually listening to the Dhamma, yeah. And then, yeah, you can do some service later. Try to do some act of kindness, And evening, do some chanting and reflections. Then you fulfill the 5. Yeah, you can take off for the day. Today I actually meet the requirement for the retreat. Can? See, I got sister nodding already. Can? Yeah. Okay. It's not difficult, right? It's not difficult. Anyone find it difficult? Difficult or not? No lah. No, I'm sure. If we go through the Samagi service like today, actually we can already fulfill 3 or 4. Yeah. Okay. So coming back to this theme, a meaningful life. We know that what makes our life meaningful actually is also depends on our social network. Agree? Social network. The people that we mix around. Yeah. Let's say if you are a teacher, yeah, you mix with students, right? And when students excel, when they perform well, aren't teacher happy for them? Yeah, you find fulfillment and satisfactions in your life, right? Yeah. Doctors, there are doctors here, no, doctors, yeah. When you have patients, yeah, come to you and you manage to relieve their pain and suffering, you might not able to cure every sickness. Yeah, we know doctors have their limitations. You might not able to cure every sickness or disease, but just by giving them the little comforts when they come to you, yeah, I'm sure you also have that sense of satisfactions and also find meaningful in your life. Right, doctor? Yeah. So you can see the network social that we interact. Yeah, we have different communities, be it family, be it our colleagues, our neighbors, yeah, our friends and acquaintances. This actually meant a lot when we said we want to have a meaningful life. Yeah, because we can't live alone on ourselves. Yeah, we are not solitude. We cannot be living singly on our own. A lot of times, a lot of interactions happens. Yeah, and today more interactions happen because population is also increasing, right? Population is also increasing. That's why the interactions are even more. So over the last few Sundays, we also have also trying to explore that the meaningful life can also happen when we practice or when we work through different group. Yeah. Simple enough that human relationship, when look at this interaction, human relationship are crucial. Yeah. And as I just also mentioned, the 2 examples like teachers, doctors, or be it parents, yeah, is actually this relationship is important enough for us to feel recognitions, and also sometimes we even celebrate. Yeah, we come together, we celebrate, isn't it? We celebrate birthdays, we celebrate pay rise, we celebrate what else? Promotions. Yeah, these all things also make up to how we live and how we interact with our different social group. Yeah, and we have been also exploring on this sutta, Mangala Sutta. By now, I'm sure you're also familiar, Mangala Suttas. Some of the teachings that we can learn from this sutta, how we can practice and also live accordingly with the Dhamma, the thought, with our different groups. So far, how many blessings have you explored under this Mangala Sutta? At least one? Oh, which one then? Timely listening to Dhamma, very good. Yeah. How many blessings are there in total? Anyone? Huh? 38. Can you name them all? Can you name them all? 38 blessings. We know Mangala by now, right? Mangala, yeah? Mangala means the blessings. And there are altogether 38 blessings mentioned in the suttas. And true enough, just now, Brother Chi Chong also mentioned, timely listening to the Dhamma is one. Any more? For the past few weeks that you have been learning, yeah? Sorry? Looking after parents? Oh, okay, good. Okay, yep. Taking care of parents, yes. Associate with wise. Who's your wise one? Okay, what else? There are 38, no. So how much have we learned so far? Done meritorious deeds in the past. Okay, excellent. Sadhu. Any? Righteous living. Okay. All this must be resonant with you, isn't it? That's why you can come to you when you recall that blessing. When you say blessing, this must be very, very much that close to you, resonate. That's why it can come to you, right? So I'm sure during this Gimana, you have also trying to, whether to learn, to practice, or put in the efforts to discover more on this blessing, right? Okay, so today my job actually not to give you new things. Yeah, my job coming to the end of the Gimana, I'm just trying to recap or what do you call it, help all of us to recollect what we have learned over the past 5 or 6 weeks under this Gimana retreats. Okay, so let us go through again what we have done or what we have learned over the past few weeks during this Gimana. Now, I think the first group or first community that we learn is living a meaningful life with friends, good friends, yeah, or spiritual friends. We say, so here we have a simple quote saying that life is meaningful when you have good, like-minded friends who love, guide, and encourage you. So do you find good friends over your Gimana this period? Yeah? Good friends as in someone is noble and also can bring out the goodness in you. Yeah. Just now our sister Li Xiang said with wise, so you have many wise friends. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So these are important because I said this. If you want to, this is a very nice, and I'm sure many of you have known these proverbs that if you want to go alone in the journey that go fast, then you go alone. But if you want to go far, make sure you travel with friends. Yeah, travel with friends because they are the one that can continue to encourage us, support us, and give us guidance when we are stuck or when we are at the junctions. Yeah. Then coming back to this 38 blessing, yeah. So what are the? I think I don't have 38 there because don't have enough space. Okay. So which are the few blessings that we have been explored? Yeah, I think this was done by Sister Kahong. Yeah. So which one? Which blessing that you think is categorized under or more or less associated with living the meaningful life with friends? Anyone? Can read or not? Anyone? Which are the blessings that you think that we have been explored under this theme of living a meaningful life with friends? Pleasant speech. Okay. Do you need pleasant speech when you interact with friends? Definitely, right? Yeah. Okay. What else? Just now, sister mentioned one. Huh? Yeah. Associate with wise. Yeah. These are also our what do you call it? Our wisdom to choose the right friends that we need to associate with. Huh? Patience. These are some of the qualities as well. Yes, just some brother, you want to say something? Discussion of Dharma. Okay. Actually, many of those also quite related, isn't it? Okay. But I think there are two that really have been explored or shared by Sister Ga Hong during her session, which is these two. Not to associate with fools, but to associate with the wise. It's actually indeed the first two verses or first two blessings that mentioned in the Mangala Sutta. Yeah. So again, just to recap what was being shared, Mangala Sutta begin with the most elementary step of good friendship. Yeah, that's why I said you have to associate, you have to know who to associate with and not to associate with what. Yeah, because the fool always cause what? Huh? Fool. Why we call them fool? Because they're always troublemakers, isn't it? They always cause trouble. They cause conflicts. They cause all kind of unpleasant experience. Yeah. So that's why we also have to know who are the people that we associate with. Are they wise or are they fools? Yeah. In this generated wise and fool, you know what's the difference, or you know how to what define a fool or a wise? With right view, yeah, which is what the wise will have right views. Okay, excellent. What else? If we don't know, then we do not know whether we are mixing with fools or wise. No. What else? Uphold the 5 precepts. Excellent. Yes, yes. Because we also observe and practice the 5 precepts. So someone that we associate with should also at least observe the 5. Yes. What else? Sorry? Able to guide you on the path? Okay. So this is the right path, huh? Yeah, okay. Okay, here you are. Yeah. That's why I said, this session is nothing new, but help us to recap what have been being listened or shared over the past few weeks. How to differentiate between fools and wise one. Okay, the fools, he act badly. Okay, he speaks badly, he thinks badly, he doesn't observe the precepts, as just now the brother mentioned. He doesn't believe in karma, yeah, and he doesn't follow the path of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Yeah. Anyone doesn't know what Sila, Samadhi, and Panya? Swakatang cover or not? Okay. I'm sure you all understand what Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Okay. And then if he's a wise one, he acts well, he speaks well, he thinks well, he observes the precepts, he believes in karma, and of course he follows the path of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Okay. So far, have you discovered anyone over the Vimana retreat? Or have you actually lived up to a wise person as well? Sometimes when we say we want to be or look for the wise one, but we also neglected we can be the one as well. Isn't it? Why not we be the one as well? Let's say we are parents of the family, we can be the exemplary models to our children. We can be the wise friend for them as well. Isn't it? Yeah. So sometimes we would be always busy looking for wise friends, wise teachers, but little that we also realize that we can be that particular wise friend for others as well. Okay. Anyone want to share what have you discovered over the Gimana on meeting a wise friend? Sister Li Xiang, since you say you have many wise friends, what have you learned from them, or what have you inspired from them, or you inspire them?
Yeah. Yeah, when I come to center before, because Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday I will come to center, and I feel myself charged. So because every time when we are in go back to work or wherever at home, sometimes we won't be like, sometimes we don't act and how to say speaks. Uh, we will may go may some say something wrong or not wholesome. So then after we come back, we charge again. So we mix with someone wise, and every time we will remind ourselves of how people act and behave, and also a lot of how to say the different the wholesome environment that make you charge again, and you will go back. So every time come back and mix with wise. If you in outside friends, so you will tend to find friends that having the same wholesome 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 things, because you will tend to find people that same like you. So they may not be Buddhist, but then I think sometimes we will tend to select those friends to mix with, that give you more energy and positive mental attitude. Beside also, there's not because we know that sometimes outside, when we go outside, there's a lot of unwholesome things around, like jealousy. That's we try to mindful on that, and then we won't act like that, and we will think it. We will try to make ourselves not rooted with this hatred, greed, and delusion. That's my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's true enough. Coming to the right place, yeah, associate with your friends can also make us be alert, and also avoid from being evil or even unwholesome. Yeah. So defilement, sometimes they are easily being we are being easily agitated, and our defilements can show quite easily. But with wise friends around, there can be our reminder, can be our also someone that we can look upon to, so that we are. I think I also like Sister Li Xiang say, you are being charged. Yeah, so means Monday to Friday there are many discharges outside. Yeah? But when you're here, at least you are charged with wholesomeness. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Okay, so we also know that the importance of good friends, not only in one occasions, but there are a few occasions the Buddha has mentioned why is it so important to have good friends. These are the few sutta that are being quoted or cited, that Buddha mentioned that there are no other external factors that leads so much harm if we associate with bad friends, and consequently or subsequently, when we associate with good friends, there are so much benefits that we can also bring us, yeah, when we associate with a wise friend. Okay, and then I think there's also a Metta Sutta or Friend Sutta, yeah, or Friend Sutta that we can always refer when we want to check or it's a stick yard for us to actually look out for the criteria of a good friend. See, here are the fews. He give what is beautiful, hard to give. Got or not? Usually, I think parents can do this. Yeah, he does what is hard to do. He endure painful, ill spoken words. Yeah, his secrets he tells you, but your secrets he won't. He will keep. So these are also some of the qualities of a good friend, as you can see in this short, yes, brief sutta called the Metta Sutta. Okay. Any other things we want to share on friends before we move on? Associate with wise and not to associate with fools. No, okay. Now, the second areas that we have moved on is families. Yeah, I think this was covered by Sister Paru. Yeah, on families. And here again, we said we know that how important is family to us. All of us have family here, right? Yeah, all of us have families. And you know that when you're in difficult time, when you're in troubles, the families, the support is so important. Yeah, many even cases like depressions. You know, nowadays there are so many these mental illness. A lot of times, the solution that can help this particular person is the support from families. So you know how important is families, and we know that in the suttas, in these Mangala suttas, we also have many blessings that related to families when we actually can live and practice with the families. So again, here just to a few to I think this is the one. Yeah. Oh, I circled already. Yeah. There are so many factors of so many blessings that cover under Mangala Suttas that when you say we have what they call it, when we can practice and learn together with families. Yeah, supporting father and mother, just I think someone mentions, cherishing wife and children, even we have gratitudes, the act of givings for the families, contentment, blameless actions. These are all the blessing that we can also associate with when we say we want to practice together with families. Yeah, I think one thing good in Nalanda is we can see family comes together. Yeah, on not only Sundays but when they come together and practice together. These are wonderful. Yeah, you have many Dharma school parents here that initially they would just want to drop the children. Yeah, but later when they see the changes in the children, they say, "Oh, I also want to come and learn." You know, what is so wonderful, so miracle about this place where my children have changed. So I want to come and learn. Yeah, so families come together, isn't it? Yeah, and I also heard even camps, 3 days, 2 nights, or 4 days, 3 nights of camps. Parents is so amazed. They say, "What have you done to my children?" They send their children here, thought that just a short camp, they can pass time over the holiday, but the changes that they saw after returning is really inspire and amuse them and say, "Oh, I also want to come and learn." So these are also children inspiring parents, of course, parents inspiring children inspiring grandmothers, grandparents also. There is, as you know, I most of the time I organize courses, and I really have seen even our courses, parents come and attend initially. Then children 18 already, because our courses all 18 above one, 18 already, okay, fulfill the requirement, they send the children. Then later, grandparents also come and learn. Yeah. So you can see the inspirations that can draw when you see family come to learn together in the Dhamma, practice together as a close community is indeed very inspiring. Yeah. So any of you have tried bring your family, spouses, so far that successful one? Huh? Anyone? Yeah. That successfully bring your family, your parents, your spouse, that come and learn together one at Nalanda. Your son's the... okay. So it's the other way now. Okay. So it's still at Neo now? Your friend? Oh. Okay. Oh, sadhu. Excellent. Okay. Yes, brother?
I think I think the Nalanda the teenager program is very good lah. This is our first year in Nalanda.
Uh-huh.
And end of last year we attended the family camp lah. So when we want to bring my children to the camp, my son, the eldest fella, he said, why you want me to go to this camp? You guys are the Buddhists, but I'm the atheist. Where should I go? So because teenagers they have their own thinking, so they don't want to come. So I told him, you're going to be 18 now. After 18, whatever you want to do, you go and do lah. Last year, he quickly come and join us. So after the camp, then I think there was some introduction to the Dharma school lah. So nudge him, ask him, so how you want to join? He said yes. So me and my wife almost fell down from the chair lah. So after they came, and subsequently when we say, okay, this Sunday maybe we cannot go Dharma school, they're very angry. Why don't go? Cannot go Dharma, cannot come to Nalanda. Especially after the camp, the teenager camp. Then they say, after the camp was, I think, a few weeks break. Then they say, wow, this week no Nalanda. So I always tell my wife, don't know what poison you give. I don't know what honey you gave them. Suddenly such a big change. And I think the one that surprises most is, I think one day my wife was asking in the car, the verses when we chant Iti Piso. And then one I think is the quality of the Dharma. The last verse is to be realized by the wise, each by themselves. So my wife was asking, what does it mean? And my daughter actually said that verse. I was like, sure not. I think that is wonderful. Yeah, that's how really brings the family to learn Dharma together. So very grateful to Nalanda. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. Yeah, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah, these are wonderful testimonials, I guess, and also opportunities, that open up to more families that come. And now we have this family Dharma school in Neo Center, KL, have also encouraged many families come together and learn. Yeah, excellence. Yeah. So I think you have also seen this. This is one of the quite recent research by the Pew. And interestingly, they actually do survey and say, what are the things that contribute most or cited the factors most that makes life meaningfully, and families and children come as the top. Yeah, occupations and career, of course, material well-being. Okay, there are still people that like material things. Spiritual come quite low at the end. But I guess there are people that exceptionists like you and me. Okay, so here are the few that contribute to the in the survey that makes life meaningful. Okay, and this is another one, quite interestingly, that according to the country, what also contribute to the what they call it, most meaningful or the meaningful factors. So most of countries choose family. Yeah, Malaysia is not there, but at least Singapore also, our neighbor, is there. So family, yeah, is here. Interestingly, South Korea is material well-being. I never know South Korea is, they put family third, yeah, compared to material well-being. But, it's a research randomly being done. It might not be 100% correct, but you can see most major, even developed countries, they will opt for families. Yeah, so that's why we can see that having this family well-being, having this healthy relationship interaction with families bring a lot of meaningful in life. Yeah. Okay. And there are other verses that have been covered by Sister Paru during her sessions that cited from Mangala Suttas. Yeah, caring for mother and father, cherishing wife and children, and of course our daily livings. Yeah, that cause no harm, that have a lot of charities, generosities, blameless action. These are the factors. They are the blessings that we can practice together with our families. Yeah. Any of this that you think that is resonate to you the most? Whether it's gratitude or reverence or patience. Just now I think someone mentioned patience. Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, these are all the qualities or blessings that we can actually learn to enhance our meaningful in life. That just in one sutta we can pick up so many things. As in,
Can you hear?
yes.
So in addition to maybe doing aspiration during the Gymkhana, I would also practice some, gratitude. I put in some effort to list out, all the things I'm gratitude for early in the morning. From there, I think most applicable would be, this cherishing wife and children, this number 12 for me. There is also number 24. 25. I just noticed Kata Nyuta is there as well. I think Kata Nyuta is more relevant now. Now that I see it, it's put in here. Okay.
Any other want to also chip in your reflections over the Gimana retreat that you have really find this resonate to your practice? Blameless actions, yeah? Okay, yes. Or how do you define blameless actions? Okay. I think fundamentals, if we have followed the 5%, if you observe the 5%, a lot of things will be blameless already. Yeah. So to the minimum, if we can observe the 5 precepts, observe them, practice impactfully to our daily practices, a lot of things are already blameless. Non-killing, non-stealing, not telling lies. Yeah. So to start with, 5 precepts is good enough. Not good enough, at least something that we can ensure, yes, that we really reduce down to a lot of finger pointing consequences. Yeah. Okay, 5 precepts, familiar? Okay, yeah. We will come to some of this as well. Okay, so the third one, I think what we explore is through learning. Yeah, life is meaningful when you have the opportunity to learn and also be the better of you. When we say to learn to become better, yeah, that's actually means there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. Today, so long we are not enlightened yet, there's always a lot of rooms to learn, to practice. Yeah, so this is learning, and I think also covered by Sister Ka Hong. Yeah, learning, and of course, decide changes. Changes are always possible. When you say changes are possible, it means change for the better. Change for better. Yeah. I'm sure you also understand that many of times we tend to give in to whatever difficulty that we encounter with, but nonetheless, there are always possibility of changing by picking up new skill, by changing our way of treating others, our attitude. That is also the opportunity for us to learn and explore, to make our life more meaningful. So this is the third thing that being covered, which is learning. Okay. So any of these blessings that resonate for learning, under learning? What's learning is there already? Yes. Just now someone said what? Timely discussion. What else? Or the last two cannot be shown. Last two is sight of samanas and righteous conduct. Any idea? 38 law. I'm sure there are some that can relate easily with learning. Perfect handicraft, yeah, okay. A skill that we can master. Any? Yeah, I think these two was, or rather this few was also being mentioned or covered in the sharing. Was learning, timely discussion or Dhamma, perfect handicraft. Patient again was being covered, and being easy to talk to. Yeah, being easy to advise, being easy to talk to. Yeah, depends on whether we are associated with children or friends. Yeah, we are easy to talk to means we are not hostile. We are okay when people comment, when give feedback on us, so that we can continue to learn and improve ourselves. Yeah, so these are some of the factors that quote from Mangala Suttas. Right? Huh? Sharing of the Dhamma? Yeah. Definitely, I have this one. Yeah. Hearing of the Dhamma is also part and parcel of the learning process, right? Correct? Yes. I have just quoted a few. There are actually quite numbers. Okay, I think these two are explained quite well during the sharing. Was learning, Bahu Sutta. Okay, we know that during the Buddha time, a lot of things are done oral. Yeah, there's no slides, there's no writing. Yeah, a lot of things are just orally tradition. So a lot of times they have to pay attention, they have to learn well, and have to remember well. Okay, and of course, restrain in unwholesomeness, especially our speech, action, and thoughts. This one, yeah, and promote of skillfulness. So these are was learning. The other one, perfect handicraft, practical knowledge of a skill, arts or science or living or hobby, wholesome skill, right livelihood, not harmful, not cruelty, of course, and in accordance to precepts. So here again, precepts is being mentioned when we are was learning or even perfect in handicraft. We always come back to our precepts, our wholesomeness. Okay, so this is learning. And last week was Brother Ananda, yeah? He covered quite extensively on, or was it last week? Who was here last week? Merits, okay, what else? Either we are not here or we have not paid much attention. Last week was, okay, just one more slide on learning, right attitude. Okay, so some of this that we also have to keep in mind when we are well learned, we also have to have the right attitude in learning. Okay. Last week we covered a lot on practices. Remember? Practices, how we actually can practice and how can we actually perfect our practices. Yeah, because our life will not be meaningful until we actually live a truly noble life. Yeah, and of course by means of truly noble life means according to the Dhamma and according to the teachings of the Dhamma. Yeah. So can remember now, can recall last week what was being covered? Practices? So which are the few that have been covered? Highly trained discipline. What else? Set oneself on the right course, okay. Stainless. Righteous conduct, all in already. Yeah, sight of summoners. Okay, most of the things are already also covered, yeah. Yeah, okay, sight of the summoners. So are we, how well are we in our practice then? What do you think? Like with this Gimana, does it actually help us to strengthen or put in more efforts in our practices? Do you think this retreat have been helping you in our practices? Whenever we can remember, then we'll do lah. Okay, if you do not remember, wait for next life. Okay, anybody that you felt that your practice have been really impeccable, have been you really put in efforts during this Gimana retreat?
We practice when things are conducive, family is well, people, things around are well, and it's very easy to practice. But I find that when things go wrong, this one time, this 1 year, when things go wrong, I try to practice and remind myself to practice, and that gives a new perspective of things. It's not easy. Practice is not easy. It is easy only when things are good.
Yeah.
We live our life as we have been, habitually living, and things are, everything is in place. It's very easy to practice. You just slot in one or two things, your virtues and whatnot you want to do. But when things are difficult, and you have to solve problems, and you need to, you tend to go back to your old self. Your anger rises, or discontent rises, and you want to fight back against some system and some changes. That's when you practice, and that's when it is not easy, but you put in some effort. At least 24 hours, keep at it, and things get better. And that way practice deepens more, because then it really sets in. So I think that way is better to be just practicing on the surface, and when things are good. Thank you.
Okay, yes, definitely. When times are good, things are conducive to us, of course, we find practice is smooth. Yeah, but there are always challenges when we find that the practice couldn't go on because condition is not there, and we encounter other difficulties. Yeah, but true enough, if we have our faith, our practice is always central to the Dhamma. Okay, and we can always be reminded, yeah, especially with friends and families that we have associated with. They're always a reminder for us that don't forego your practice. Don't forego your practice. During my younger time, I tend to have this friend. Every time we meet, he'll ask, "How have you been practicing?" There are many times I don't dare to look straight into the eyes one, because the way he asks is very sincere. How have you been? How have you been practiced? Yeah. But after a while, I know that he meant good, meant sincere, and these are friends that we really want to associate with, because he will ask you, come, let's go somewhere there's a new foodies around, of new restaurant, let's go and makan. But the first thing he'll ask, how have you been in your practice? Yeah. So in the earlier day, always find pressure, but later is pleasure. Yeah, it's really nice to have friends that always check on you and remind you that practice, even though condition is not to our favor. Okay, so next time we can ask each other, how have you been practicing? Have you been at least do chanting today? Have you been observing your precepts? Yeah, so these are good reminders that we can also remind each other. Yeah. Okay. So what do we practice? Yeah, when you say practice, what will we practice? So at least to the list, again, we talk about this 3-4-3. This one quite easy one. We have this formula, then you can quite easy to remember this 3-4-3. These 3 unwholesome bodily conduct, 4 unwholesome verbal conduct, and these 3 unwholesome mental conduct. 3-4-3 that we always have to remember that in our practices. Yeah. Lately, we have been doing a lot of small discussions for the workshop. This workshop that's coming in July. Some of you registered for stream entry. You know what stream entry? Yeah? Sotapan? Anyone not familiar with this term, sotapan? What does sotapan means? Not someone on the sampan, sotapan entered the stream, yeah. The stream enters, yeah. It actually the first sainthood, in our attainment. Once you're on the stream or enter the stream, at least you are sure that you are destined towards final liberations. Yeah. So we have been working very hard on the a few of you have working very hard on the discussions before the workshop, and you can find that this 3-4-3 have been always being mentioned. Yeah, if you want to make sure that you're at least at the first sainthood, this is the 10 things that we always have to watch out as in practice. Yeah. So this is another good chart or good reminder. Yeah. Yeah, at least this one I think should put in our mirror. Yeah, this 10 unwholesome actions, or we can put 10 wholesome action. Yeah, we don't want to be always so pessimistic. You can be always put the wholesome side of it. Yeah, the bodily, as in killing, taking things not given, and sexual misconduct. Then verbal, yeah, false speech, harsh speech, malicious and idle chatters. And mental is covetousness, ill will, and wrong views. So this added to your 5. Yeah, actually the 5 are also here. If you really understand, the 5 precepts are also under these 10 wholesome actions. So 3-4-3. Can understand? Need further clarifications? What are the 3-4-3s? Easy or not? Which one do you think is most challenging one? Which one? Verbal. Oh, verbal. Okay. We always have to. Sometimes we just speak out of our anger when we are emo, Yeah, the verbal is always more challenging. Okay, but in fact there are 4. You see, out of so many 4 is under verbal, the 4 actions, unwholesome action under verbal, that we really have to be watchful of. Yeah. When parents speak to children also, please don't use harsh speech, okay? Yeah, no doubt the intention is good, but yeah, we are also, unmindfully, we are also conducting unwholesome actions. Yeah, so verbal is definitely, I think, not definitely, but most find it a bit challenging when you deal with colleagues, yeah, children, neighbors. Sometimes neighbors also you tend to have a lot of heated argument. So these are something that we can be watchful of. The 343. Okay. Then of course, reflection is always good. Yeah. Not only we our practice, we say what we should avoid, what we should do. It's also good to have reflections at the end of the day, whether my bodily, my verbal, or mental have been what do you call it? Have been unmindfully, unwholesomely done over the day. So at the end of the day, it's always good to have these reflections, whether my bodily, my verbal, or my mental actions have caused any harm to one or the others. Okay, and in these suttas that quoted, it talk about dana, sila, and bhavana, these 3 things. It's also part of our practice. Dana, sila, and bhavana. This one I think most of us will understand. Dana, sila, and bhavana. These 3 fundamentals we can perform every day. Okay? And last but not least, of course, the Noble Eightfold Path is also part of our practice that we should not fall aside of. Okay? This Noble Eightfold Path that really can lead us to the final liberations, to the attainment of Nibbana. So when I say what to practice, these are the few things. Yeah, not many, but at least we understand these are essentials, and they can really lead us out from this samsaric world. Okay. Any other things that anyone want to clarify or share? What have you really put in practice over the Vimana retreat? What is one thing that you've been doing every day? One sure you will not miss one. Anything or not? Huh? No? You greet your parents every day or not? Yeah? With kind speech. Ada kan? Yeah. It's also important to sometimes recall our wholesome actions though. It's important. Sometimes we didn't know what good have we done, what sort of blameless action have we done. So sometimes it's also good to recall, yeah, so that we always can have rejoicing and also this happy state. Yeah. So sometimes by greeting your parents every day, greeting your colleagues probably. Did you greet your colleagues? Yeah. Buy breakfast for them. Okay. Bosses, I'm not sure lah, but I think colleagues sometimes you have good colleagues, right? Okay. What else? What are the practices that you think you have been doing not too bad one? And you have been doing quite frequently and regularly that fulfill to what we have covered just now. Anyone do meditations every day? I think some also at least 5 or 10 minutes of sitting meditations. These are something also encouraging. Yeah, during your lunch break or in between, you have this 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, this is also part and parcel of a practice that we can call to our mind that say, okay, at least I'm doing something every day. What else? Chanting? Anyone do chanting every day? No? Namo tassa? Got every day? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, these are little things that we accumulate in our practices. Yeah. Little by little, but at least we accumulate and make sure that we do it more consistently. Okay. So just one last slide to justify on the sutta that we have been exploring, Mangala Sutta. This is actually a beautiful sutta, actually a beautiful and also very timely for us as in a lay practitioner. Yeah, it started off with prerequisite. No, it started off here. Prerequisites. You're familiar with the Mangala Sutta? We'll chant later, right? Yeah. Then I think you can have a better pictures. We started with a prerequisite. What mean prerequisites? We have to have associate with a wise friend, not to associate with fools, and we have to have what do you call it? A suitable locality. Yeah, these are our prerequisites. Then the foundation is to have meritorious done meritorious deed in the past. Okay, and we have actually set ourselves on the right course. These are the foundations. After that, we were being what do you call it? Told that about trainings. We have trained ourselves in learning, vast learning, perfect handicraft, highly trained discipline, and pleasant speech. These are our trainings. Subsequently, we have our responsibility. We take care of our father and mother. We cherish our wife and children. We have peaceful occupations. We don't cause harm to others. These are the responsibilities. Yeah. Then social obligations. Social obligations that we have also make sure we have righteous conduct, helping relatives and kinsmen, liberals in giving. These are some of the social obligations. Yeah. From there, we have virtual practices. Our reverence, humility, contentment, bearing gratitudes. These are part of our virtual practices. And these virtual practices can actually help us in our inner cultivations. Yeah, in terms of being more patient, living a noble life. Yeah, and it also helps us to realize the noble truth. And from there, our spiritual strength will grow, and before we can attain to the final attainments of Nibbana. So this is the whole outline under this Mangala Sutta. Yeah, today, of course, the retreat we have tried to put it in a different factors, but if you really study the Mangala Suttas, it actually have this very nice layout or very progressively, systematically that lead us towards final attainments just by getting our prerequisites settled. Okay.